Friends, we need them. We love them. Some of the times you love to hate them. You know how it is, okay? I'm not critiquing some of your friend groups, but that's kind of the point of the video here. I would argue, from a psychology point of view, you need somebody to be your friend, okay? Despite what some people may think, you are not different. You are not a lone wolf. You are not a cat of some sort. No. You are a human. We are social creatures in and of ourselves. You need people to be around you to help your mental health, or you're gonna go the Unabomber route. Okay, that's all I really gotta say there, okay? We all need friends, but we can agree that there are some types of people that make, depending on your point of view, either really, really good or really, really bad friends, or in my case scenario, very interesting friends, okay? And I thought no better way to illustrate this than to make a video ranking all the different types of friend classes that you could and will meet in your lifetime. Everybody from the red pill bro to the femboy to the Ritz kid to the political bro, we are putting them all in a tier list and ranking them by how close they would be to me in my little friend group. From leave me alone to we are bros. That is the only metric that you need to understand for this video, okay? If I'm releasing this right, this is going to be the first video of 2025, which I think is a pretty good way to start the year. Let you know what type of friends you need to take with you into 2025, okay? So I'm sure a lot of you guys are either tired, maybe a little bit, I don't know. This is going to be releasing at 12, so maybe this will be a wake-up call for some of you. Okay, I don't want to have a super long-winded intro, but I'm pretty sure I already did, and that's kind of on brand for the channel. Got a lot of stuff planned for 2025, and I'll let you know in a couple of videos. But with all that out of the way, please consider like, comment, and subscribe. 100,000 subscribers before the release of GTA 6, or better yet, before my birthday, which is in the tail part of July. I think that's possible only because of you guys, and let's get into the friend-type tier list. The red pill bro. Okay, let me tell you something about red pill. I remember the rise of the red pill phenomenon, okay? You had everybody from the Tate brothers to Fresh and Fit to Sneeko, weirdly enough, all kind of coming together and making a whole genre of content that I like to call, I don't know, like masculinity slop, red pill slop. Like, that's the only way that I can describe it. Now, let me just first start this. I think there are some good lessons that legitimately came out of the red pill group. Like, let me just say this right now. If you are going to dedicate your life to chasing women, you are going to be one of the most depressed people of all time. Why? Because I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off right now. Most of them are, frankly, just not worth chasing. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'll just keep it real with you, and I think that goes for women as well. But here's the thing. Women don't have the problem where they dedicate a year of their life to trying to get a mate. Like, no, it's more of like a side quest for them. I think that should be what it should be for you, but you know what? I'm not a doctor or a therapist. I'm just over here giving some life advice like a bro to a bro, okay? But when I look at red pill, like, here's the thing, brother. It's a cult, okay? Like, it is a cult, okay? Like, I think the craziest part about it is the fact that it ended and then people just denied that it was big. Like, no. The Tate brothers were the most popular people on Google. They were the most searched people on Google. And listen, I'm with you here. I don't want to take masculinity advice from a dude who made his money pimping women. That's not what I want to do. But I think you need to look at that and be like, how did they become popular? Oh, wait a minute. There's like a really massive group of young men that are very disenfranchised right now. And they're looking for anybody to follow. Even if somebody is an obvious scam artist, they don't care. They just want to feel heard because they either have daddy issues or something else that's even worse. And what are we going to do? We're just going to call them bad people and then just pretend they don't exist. Like, no. They still exist. And you kind of have to think about that. So I think that's a problem that we're going to have to solve later on. But here's the thing about red pill bros, okay? I can be friends with you, but it goes to a certain point, okay? And that's going to be a lot of the people on this video. But this is what I mean. Let me tell you where the line is. You can tell me a man needs to be strong, a man needs to be brave, okay? Be a provider. I think that is a pretty healthy mindset. But when it gets to the point where you start saying some stuff like, maybe the problems with society is because we, let women out of the kitchen. If you start saying like stuff like that to me, then I'm kind of like, really? It must be good. Like, do you think that all of the world's issues could be solved by, like, flicking off one thing and that we solve everything? Like, no. Maybe that comforts them. Maybe that's why they're so chill, because in their mind you could solve all world issues by merely doing one thing. And maybe that's why they're chill. No, I think it's actually way, 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 way worse than that. And, that doesn't actually... No, I think that's a very dumb solution, but you know what? Maybe that helps you sleep better at night, but that's where the line is with me, where it becomes a little bit too weird for me and a little bit too culty. Oh, and if I say anything mean about your Christ figure, that being Tate, you gotta be like, well, actually, no, he's one of the greatest kickboxers in the modern era. Dog, he didn't even fight for glory. Like, I'm sorry, like, now you're coming into my lane. And, like, Tate... okay, is one of the most overrated combat sports practitioners I've ever seen. No, let's just keep it real here. He became a champion fighting for a backwater kickboxing organization. Yeah, he beats up 90% of people. You want to know why? Because 90% of people suck. If in the top 1% of people, he gets smoked. Thinking that Tate would unironically beat somebody like Verhoeven or Alex Pereira. Absolutely not, dog. Bro gets cooked within 3 exchanges. Get out of here, bro. But then they'll be like, oh no, you don't know what you're talking. But brother, I've been studying martial arts since before your Christ figure came to be. Like, chill out a little bit. That's all I gotta say. Here's the thing. I'm putting them, as of right now, it's going to look like at the top of Friends, but they're in tail end of Friends to acquaintances. But we can talk. We can talk. Things are going to be moving down and moving up as it goes on because I'm going to be constantly thinking about it. But as of right now, I think Friends, like, we can talk. But actually, wait, I'm going to put them at the top of acquaintances. Top of acquaintances. It depends how far it goes with Red Pill. Conspiracy bros. Okay, let me tell you something. If you're ever curious where I lie on this, I think it is infinitely worse to believe that people in power don't lie to you than it is to believe that everybody is lying to you. Like, understand this, okay? I'm going to be covering history bros later on in the video. And the reason that history bros become conspiracy bros is because they realize that no, people do a lot of weird shit when they don't have to lie about something that doesn't actually matter. All we're disagreeing on is whether they still do it to this day. Which I guarantee you they still are, but we can debate on what it's for. That's really what it comes down to. Now, if you start coming up to me and start hitting me with, well, the reason that we're launching spacecrafts into the sky is because we're trying to break through the firmament, but God keeps on giving a force field, to the firmament, and so we can't break through, and Elon is actually a sleeper agent of the Soviet Union. Like... you see where you lose me a little bit? Like, there's multiple lines of like there's a lot here that kind of messes with me. Now, there's also a part where they're like, oh yeah, bro, MLK was 100% taken out by people that they didn't tell you about. And then when you look into that, you're also like, wait a minute. What do you mean Martin Luther King's family don't believe that the person who killed MLK killed MLK? Like, what do you mean nobody, that's actually a really weird thing that happened. What do you mean they were sending him letters saying to commit Minecraft save quit before he died, and that turned out to come from the FBI? What do you mean that happened? Like, when stuff like that occurs, then I'm like, okay, is it really that far-fetched to say that they would kill, like, somebody that was, like, a civil rights leader at the time that was against the... Like that stuff like that, we can talk. But when you start hitting me with the flat earth, I'm like... did the flat earthers not go to the South Pole and then automatically get proven wrong because the sun never set and that doesn't work in a flat earth? What about eclipses? I've never found a flat earther that could prove to me why an eclipse occurs. That's where it gets weird to me. Okay, when the conspiracy gets to a point where I'm like, but bro, why? That seems like a lot of wasted energy to do something that ultimately doesn't mean anything. Like, no, we all know people lie. But it's about, like, how crazy does it get? I think we can be friends, because ultimately they are really fun conversations. But it's more of, like, a facet of somebody else. Like, the Red Pill bros are the conspiracy bros. Burp. But conspiracy bros, if that is your whole thing, then it weirds me out a little bit. Because you put all this energy into, like, figuring something out that ultimately boils down to, yes, they lie. It's like, yeah, they do lie. We just disagree on what they're lying for. That's all I gotta say. But we can be friends, though. Gym bros. Okay, let me tell you something about gym bros. Gym bros are on a range from they're just trying to get healthy to it's a legitimate mental illness, okay? Like, that's a real thing. Now, I would argue the people that are suffering from a legit mental illness are in the fringe of that, and the average gym bro is just a guy that likes having his protein, and he drinks some muscle milk every now and then. That's really what it boils down to. Like, a softcore muscle bro, honestly, like, I'm gonna put you in close friend. Like, there's not a lot that I can say against you in order to, like, I can put you down. Are we bros? Not in my personal opinion. But gym bros treat other gym bros like they're a part of a pack of wolves, dude. I'm sorry to make the furry comparison, but furries are coming on later on. But that's how I feel about gym bros. Like, they're loyal people. Now, what's the worst part about being a gym bro? Oh, test of strength all the time. I'm a martial arts guy. Okay, martial arts guy and gym bros have, like, this weird beef, and I'm not gonna say I don't start some of it, but it gets to the point where they're like, hey, yo, bro, I bet's 300, you think you can take me out? And I'm like, yes, 100%. Then why do you say that? It's like, brother, you've never once been in a physical altercation that wasn't with a stagnant piece of weight in your entire life. Okay? It's just like, oh, well, you learned how to fight because you got bullied. And you lifted because you're trying to get laid. Like, I'm sorry, bro. We are the same in this situation. We're both insecure. We just have different ways of coping with said insecurity. I'm sorry if I got deep with you right there, but I was reliving some memories and some old conversations. So I'm putting on a close friend. Yes, we rub against each other a little bit. That's sus. How about, yeah, we go against each other a little bit. I know that sounds sus too, but that's a bit better. But at the end of the day, we can be close friends. We could even be bros, but not quite there yet. Vegans. Let me tell you something about vegans. I know I keep on saying let me tell you something a lot, but I legitimately have a few things to say when I say that. When I think about vegans, there are two types of vegans. There are vegans from a moral standpoint, and then there are vegans from I'm trying to figure out the best word, a narcissistic standpoint. I'm sorry. Last time I talked about vegans, there was, like, people arguing that, like, oh, that doesn't actually exist. No, it does. It 100% does. There are people that have a borderline narcissistic personality disorder, and they became vegans optically so they can have that superiority complex over most people. Like, I'm gonna keep it real with you. If a vegan comes to me, it's like, how does it feel that animals suffered to get you a steak? I'm over here like, dog, you have any idea how many other problems are in the world that you want me to care about? Like, I'm gonna keep it real with you. No. Like, I'm sorry, bro, 90% of us are never gonna be able to buy a home in our entire life, okay? Like, I'm sorry, like, the future's looking pretty bleak, and you're asking me to give a fuck about this cow over here? Like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, there's levels of comfort in society, and the level of comfort that most people are at is not to the point that we give a shit about an animal that had to die to get us food. I'm sorry, most people are worried what they're gonna feed their kids the next day. And you're asking me to care about Oinkers, the friendly pig, getting iced? Like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I know that sounds mean, but somebody got to be real with you. Like, I'm sorry, man. Like, come to me and speak to me like, hey, being vegan is actually cheaper. Yeah, come at us with that. Don't come at us with this moral standpoint. I'm sorry. Your moral standpoint is a subjective standpoint as of right now. If everybody's doing fine, okay, like socioeconomically, and you want us to become a vegan then we can become a vegan then. Like, these are the discussions that I'm legitimately having with my vegan bro. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying that, okay? Like, you are a moral person. But I'm saying your morality right now is because you are in a place in your life that you can afford to have these morals. Do not put these morals on people that cannot afford to achieve them. That is what I say. Okay, like, I'm sorry. You need to start buying seaweed chips. Shut the fuck up, bro. I'm gonna get some Lay's so I can at least have some level of comfort. Yeah, I'm aware that, yeah, potatoes, pesticide, kills animal. Like, I'm aware of that, okay? And let's decrease that. But at the same time, brother, I want to eat some damn burgers, Okay, I'm not gonna have your impossible meat, which first off isn't actually even healthy for you. That's why you don't really see commercials over impossible meat is just as, no, it's not. It quite literally, it failed in just about every metric, okay? Well, red meat will give you cholesterol. Yeah, no shit. I'm sorry, how much red meat are you eating that you're legitimately having that problem? I'm sorry, that's usually from something else. This is the problem that I have. I get in so many arguments with my vegan friends that it gets to the point where I'm like, you have to have something else that I can work with. Where it's like, I'm gonna put you with red pill, because, red pill bros are a cult, so is veganism to a point. It comes from a moral superiority complex that evolved into, well, you just don't care about animals. I'm sorry, bro, I'm not doing well enough to care, okay? I got a dog. Do I eat the dog? It's like, well, where do you draw the line? Simple. I don't eat the fucking dog. But if everybody was starving and there was no food to be eaten, yes, I would eat the dog. It is that simple. So yeah, acquaintances. I'm sorry, man. I'm just getting salty, man. Okay, I gotta get positive again. Damn. Political bro. Okay. Let me tell you, I think politics, like learning about politics, okay, it boils down to being a paradox in and of himself. You learn about politics to be more comfortable in the world that you live in. But the more you learn about politics, the more nihilistic you become because you realize just how evil the game of power is, okay? Like, I'll be frank with you, it is pretty bad. People ask me, it's like, well, why do you avoid politics? It's not that I avoid politics, I just avoid negativity. But negativity just so happens to be centralized around power structures and modern day politics. Like, okay, like that's honestly what it turns out. I don't do it by choice. I just do it because it just so happens to be that way. It's that simple. And political bros can reign, okay? Like, I've had talks with some political bros where, like, we're debating the most subjective thing I've ever heard. And no, this is where it gets weird with, like, political bros. There's different levels. There's the blue pill, there's the red pill, white pill, and black pill. The most annoying one by far to talk to are black pill guys. Let me tell you, well, here's the thing about black pill guys. They're like, the world's going to end, and even if it doesn't end, it's going to get progressively worse and worse until you wish it's going to end. Do you know what I'm going to say to you? What the fuck are you doing about it then? You know all of these problems that exist, and you do nothing. You are worse than every single person that you're talking about. You want to know why? Because you supposedly have this knowledge that everything is going to go bad, but you choose to do nothing. Say what you want about, like, your opponents here, and I am going to call it opponents because the part that angers me about political bros is debating is so ingrained in the culture and the mindset of it that they view every single conversation as a battlefield. It is so annoying to actually just talk with them to the point where I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to debate you. I'm merely asking you, why is that? Why is that? It's like, oh, well, if you knew, you would. It's like, why the? It'll be like some stuff is like, you need to do your own research if you don't know why this is. Why the fuck do you think I'm talking to you then? Duh! Oh my gosh, dude, it's exhausting. It's like, when I'm talking with a friend, I don't want to feel like I'm in a constant battlefield for my intellectual life here. Like, I'm going to be real with you. I'll just be like, dog, I don't care that much. It's like, how could you not care? You live right now. And it's like, what do you think your purpose is, dog? You're the one. This is your hobby. Don't be getting me involved in this, okay? Like, I'll get involved when shit gets too crazy, and I know that you'll have a problem with that. But chill out a little bit. I'm merely asking you what you want to eat for breakfast, dog. Chill. I'm putting it in leave me alone, honestly. Because you can be cool and be a political bro. You can be a cool dude. Like, I'll keep it like, you can be a cool dude. But you have to have other things going. People that are only in the politics, I'll just say, are the saddest people I've ever seen. I've never seen, not even met, just seen a political content creator that I think is a legitimate, happy human being, and that is why I think you should steer well clear of it. The femboy. Okay, let me tell you something about the femboy, okay? There is a weird dichotomy when you are injecting them into the friend group, because this is the one that, have you ever played Among Us? We don't know if you're the imposter or not. Weirdly enough, there's some femboys, okay, that are fairly feminine looking that turn into, like, the ultimate player. It is very weird, okay? Like, in ancient Greece, you would be touted around in a harem. But now, like, you're weirdly pulling pretty well. And honestly, I'm over here like, damn, bro, how the turns have tabled. Like, that's how I look at it. Like, bro, what? But at the same time, like, I'm trying to say this without so. I'm gonna keep it real. I haven't had a lot of femboys in the friend group. It's not that I steal clear. It's just that we haven't adopted one yet. I think we could be acquaintances. I think I could be an acquaintance. Like, it's not quite a cult like it is for Red Pill. But, like, if you, like, I can't grow a beard. Does that make me one? No. But I don't wear a skirt. Ooh, that's tough. That's actually a tough. I'm putting him at the top of acquaintance because at the end of the day, I would be like, what else do you do? Like, that'd be my, like, what do you do for work? Like, that would be my question, honestly. Stoner bros. Listen, I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Stoner bros and Jiu-Jitsu bros are literally overlapping. Like, the culture of Jiu-Jitsu was quite literally influenced by stoner culture. For anybody who doesn't know, so in Jiu-Jitsu, there's a few different families. There's traditional Gracie, there's competition Jiu-Jitsu, MMA Jiu-Jitsu, and Eddie Bravo. Eddie Bravo created 10th Planet, and 10th Planet literally came from a conversation he had with Joe Rogan about there being a secret planet where aliens lived and they were going to come back here. And yes, you best believe Eddie Bravo was hitting that stevia like a get-out-of-jail-free card. That man was blasted for the entirety of it, okay? If you hear a name in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and you're like, that's a weird name, it was probably given by Eddie Bravo, okay? I am ingrained in stoner culture, even though I'm a fairly sober human being. It is a pretty common practice that before you go to training, you just take a big edible and then you just start tripping as you're sparring, which is pretty funny to watch. I'll just keep it real with you. Like, here's the thing. It gets to a point where if that's the only thing that you do, then it becomes annoying to me. But we can 100% become bros, okay? 100% become bros. But at the end of the day, I'm going to have to put you at the low close friend one because it does range quite a bit. You need a few of these together to get into the bro category is all I got to say. Country dudes. Okay. I grew up in a little country town, okay? To give you an idea of how country my town was, at our school, we had this program for the special children where we essentially just used them for unpaid labor. Yeah, bro, it was such a country school. We graduated from using any other group of people to just using people with special needs to clean lockers. It was effed up. We all looked at it and was like, yo, bro, don't be going to that classroom, dog. So, yeah, at the end of the day, that's how country my school was. We had a lot of country. Our school was so country that we legitimately had a weld lab inside of the school. Why? Because we already knew most of our demographic was going to become welders. Was I in that weld class? 100%. Yes, I was. Welding's easy. For the most part. Depends on what you're doing. Is it MIG, acetylene? Yeah. I would say, yeah, it's fairly easy, honestly. But where was I? Country dudes can be some of the sussiest, okay? Like, they can say some shit that I'm like, huh? What are you saying? Like, I'll be real, man. Like, if you've met a country bro, they say some of the weirdest shit that you'll ever hear, followed by some of the most controversial shit that you'll ever hear. Now, is it as bad as the one that I'm about to cover? Absolutely not. But country, bro, if you want to hear some wild stuff, like, let me just tell you something, bro. I used to have a friend, okay? I'm not going to give out his real name, but I am going to say the fake name that we gave him. We called him T-Rex, okay? And T-Rex was one of my welding partners in the classroom. And this man was coming in with absolute superb knowledge when it came to cookery. If you ever want to know anything about me, I'm a fat kid at heart. During weld class, you were allowed to make things, so what I ended up making was a working fire stove. Not fire stove, a working rocket stove. And people brought in cast iron pans, and I was over here cooking for the classroom. So people would bring in, like, elk sausage, some burgers, and I'd be making that for people, okay? It was pretty funny. And then T-Rex came in, and the reason we called him T-Rex is this dude was one Big Mac away from having a fucking heart attack. And I can say that because he legitimately had a heart attack. T-Rex came in, and T-Rex was a country boy. But this man was a good boy at heart. I'm talking Labrador Retriever soul, if you know what I'm saying, okay? And you gave him food, he was your best friend. They are loyal human beings, okay? I'm going to put country bros actually at the top of close friends, and I can move them up to bros. yes, there's a few controversial opinions that you kind of have to like take with like a but at the end of the day, brother, they are bros, okay? What happened to T-Rex? He was pushing carts and had a heart attack, but lost 70 pounds. Good job, T-Rex. Oh, yeah, and the reason we call him T-Rex is because he talked about a secret menu item on our local Wendy's called the T-Rex Burger, and the T-Rex Burger, I shit you not, was 13 burger patties stuffed inside of 2 buns. Yeah, no wonder bro had a heart attack. I'll just keep it real with you. But, yeah, top of close friend. The man who wants to watch the world burn, or as I like to call him, the controversial one. Dog, here's the thing that confuses me. I have a little bit of the tism. I got a little bit of the ADHD. I think if you've watched enough of my videos, you know where that comes out when it comes to like, certain subjects. These guys are like our natural enemy. Here's the reason. We naturally try to find out where like your allegiance is and draw a connection to like, oh yeah, you're from this movement. The guy the Joker, okay? This guy just says shit that pisses off people. And they confuse me. And for people that don't, like, are confused, they'll say some stuff like, listen, man, I think what happened in 2001 was incredibly justified, and America deserved it to happen to them. And we're over here like, what? And then we're like, okay, so you're in favor of that ideology, right? So we'll, like, name something that's like, okay, so you're in favor of that, right? And then he's like, absolutely not, man. In fact, I think we should go over to the Middle East again and start glassing these dune coons. And I'm over here like, brother, did you just invent another slur? I have never heard that before. And he's over here like, maybe I'd give him a little bit more respect if, they could get rid of that one place that America backs all the time. And then I get even more confused and I'm like, bro, whose side are you on? What is your allegiance to? And then he's over here like, nothing. Like, dude, they confuse me. Like, they are the ones that have the crazy, like, oh, and here's another weird thing, okay? They will understand, like, they'll be able to name off the top of their head, like actual correct figures when it comes to, like, weird, like, I think the natural reason why people that have a smidgen of the tism dislike these people is that they also have a smidgen of the tism, but they're like our Antichrist, okay? They're like the opposite. That's Bizarro Superman, dog. Like, imagine me, but I had like a goatee and I started saying evil shit. That's kind of what that is, okay? We can be acquaintances though. like here's the thing, dude. They don't take it too seriously. The problem with political bros is they take themselves way too seriously to the point where I'm like, okay, calm it down, little dude. But the Joker, we can be acquaintances. But y'all scare me. Actually, I'm putting them in friends. Why? Because they actually make the friend group interesting. They're like the spicy hot sauce you add to the group chat. That's all I gotta say. The Ritz kid. Okay. The interesting thing about Ritz kids is that there is an amount of insecurity when they become friends with people that didn't come from that. Why? This is what I've realized. People that came from like high middle class to like low high class people, when they grow up in it, they have this guilt that they grew up with it. It's strange. It's a really strange phenomena. If you like, let me give you an example. And, like, I know I don't normally talk about politics, but this is the greatest example that I can come up with. A lot of the people that are super far in one direction are people that grew up rich and feel guilty that they had all of these privileges. People that are rich, that are super over here, are people that came from nothing and then got there. Best example, Kid Rock. Kid Rock was broke as a motherfucker. Now he's rich, and he don't want to give any of that away. Why? Because he knew what it was like when he was broke. And that's the best way that I can explain it. Here's the thing. You want to be in with them because at the end of the day, that guilt does kind of become like he's going to give you a gift every once in a while. However, an evil rich person friend is genuinely annoying because it's like, dog, you grew up with it. Like, that's the thing. Like, you grew up with this. So that's the problem that we're coming into. But they never want to admit that. So it's a weird thing. Like, here's the thing. Like, I only bring that up if you're a dick. If you're a nice dude, then you're a nice dude. But if you're an asshole, then it becomes a really annoying thing. We're friends, though. We can be friends, 100%. Friends above the Joker. Above the Joker, no question. The weirdly religious bro. And this goes both ways, okay? Training in jiu-jitsu, you are around either the weirdly super Christian or like the ultra Muslim, okay? And they are both chill people when it comes to their faith for the most part. But like, you need to invite them to the cookout. Like, here's the thing, bro. Like, you'll get some top tier conversations out of these guys. And depending on my mood, like, I'll just say this right now. When I get sick, I start going off in these crazy tangents that sound like some shit from a Bible fan fiction. The best example of this is I was sick when I went into Detroit one time. And I literally, as we went into Detroit, said, as I look at these skyscrapers like towers of Babel, reaching for a father who does not love them back. The reason why God thou stays in heaven is he is terrified of what his sons have become. And then my mom's looking at me over like, bro, what? What did you say? Like, that's the best way. Like, I become the weirdly religious bro if I'm sick, and like I get that 1/2 step closer to death, okay? Like, maybe that's a monologue that I could record. Okay, yes, we are going to do. I'm not going to call it the religion tier. Actually, I might call it the religion tier list. It's more like the gods tier list. Like, we'll go over gods of other, like, the Greek gods. But I think that's an interesting study that we could do, and it'll be a funny video. I like religious bros. Religious bros. And here's the thing. I said this in the last video that I filmed. Even if I disagree with your ideology, if I can understand your principles, we can be friends. Even if fundamentally I am opposed to your principles, I don't want to say I'd become your friend, but, for the most part. Yeah, for the most part. Like, unless it's like a crazy ideology where you're just like want to watch the world burn, then that's where I can't be with you. But for the most part, if we have enough similarities in our core principle beliefs, yeah, we can be friends. As long as you stand by him and I stand by mine, yeah, we'll butt heads on a few issues, but for the most part, we'll be all good. Close friend. Yeah, I'll give you a close friend. They're loyal people, too. The girl in the friend group. Okay, let me just tell you something. There's a huge range here. There is the range from friends with benefits to see secretly into you, bro, to the lesbian. And let me just tell you something right now, okay? If I had to choose of those three, obvious number one would be friends with benefits. But here's the problem. You think you're the only one that's friends with benefits? Like, legitimately? You're gonna destroy your entire friend group because for a smidgen of coochie, my fine sir? Absolutely not. You wouldn't do that. There's no reason to do that, mi amigo. Don't do that, okay? Keep the friend group strong and don't, make that bond so strong that it slips off. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to do that, little man. Okay? You wouldn't do that with the guy friend. You're not going to do it with your one girlfriend. Okay? It's not worth it. Unless it's only with you. If it's only... even then, it's a weird... Okay, who's friends with benefits with one person? Like, I'm sorry. Like, if you're a girl, like, it's only one... That's where it gets weird. It's like, no. There's a multiple rotation happening here. You're probably like third in the rotation, frankly. But if she's just a chill one in the group, oh yeah. Okay, yeah, no, we can hang, but again, there's a weird one, because I'm sorry. If you are a girl, if you're training in like martial arts, I'm sorry, there's at minimum 3 dudes vying for your attention at any time, to the point where we just all step back and we're like, you know what, let them fight for ego. To the lesbian, which I'm going to keep it real with you, is the lowest friction in the entire group. Why? Because I feel like bros and lesbians, we kind of can agree on something because we're both trying to get laid. And then we look at the target that we're trying to go for, okay, and we're like, okay, we're both into that. And she's like, yeah, I'm into that. Okay, so we can agree on that. You're just another one of the bros. I would say... friends, but it's very middle of the road. It could go down the leave me alone. It depends if you're annoying. The only annoying part is I feel like if you're the one girl in an old dude friend group, there is a point where, I'm not going to say it happens every time, but it does happen, where like the one girl becomes super highly aggressive to the point that they're like the chihuahua of the friend group, being surrounded by a bunch of pit bulls. The dudes know that they could beat your ass. The one girl has to like be extra like... like that to hang with that level of aggressiveness. No, you don't have to do that. You're around fucking pit bulls. Friends, yeah, we can do that. The gambling addict. Okay, the gambling addict is also the crypto. I'll do crypto bro separate. I think that's fair. The gambling bro, they annoy me, dude. I think gambling is such a terrifying addiction. Honestly, I can't even really make a lot of jokes here. Like, I can't. Like, if there's one thing that I will never get into, it is high stakes gambling, because of how much that the idea of having everything and losing it is so terrifying to me that I just can't do it. And I know some people want to say, oh, well, it's for the thrill. Okay, then you have a mental illness. There is a lot of stuff that you could do that doesn't, risk everything that you have. So I'm actually going to say leave me. Bro, they stress me the fuck out, dude. I can't, dude. If you're a super heavy okay, if you're going to do a slot machine every once in a while, whatever. If you are a heavy gambler, oh, get away from me, dog. You guys scare me because you guys have weirdly high energy, and it's a mental illness that is frankly, it's contagious. I don't like it. Leave me alone. Army bros. Okay, army bros are bros, okay? The only problem that you'll run into with army bros is they have this superiority complex because they're well, I served. And it's I have to give you that. But then it gets into a point where it's okay, dog, you served. Thank you for your service. That doesn't make you the best human being ever. It does. That's where it gets weird for me. No, I'll give you respect there. It doesn't excuse you from being an asshole, though. If you're a dick, I don't care if you served in the military. Frankly, dude. Oh, you served. That doesn't make you the greatest human being to ever exist. It just doesn't. I'll give you respect for doing what you did. But at the same time, what were your other options? This is where I'll have to be real with my military bros. Where they're brother, you weren't going to go to college. It was either this or trades. And you were an 18-year-old kid that played Call of Duty. And you went overseas because that's what you wanted to do. Now, there are people that, could go to college, but they did this to serve their country. 100%. Deserving of respect. But at the same time, it comes into a realm of, yeah, but you got to be nice to people. You still got to be a nice person. And that is such a small part of that that army group, that army bro group, that I do gotta point that out. All the other ones, I think they're chill German shepherds, dog. They're yeah, no, they could rip you apart. They've seen some shit, but for the most part, they got a good vibe because they have to. What's that? Was there any other good point? If you've ever watched the Unsubscribed podcast, that's probably the best way I can describe army bro culture to you. Yeah, it's annoying when they start hitting you with random abbreviations for shit, but they have a lot of fun stories and they have weird talents. So I'm going to put them in close friends to bros. I need to start putting people in bros. I'm going to put army and actually bros. I am. Because it is a part of the army culture to make brotherhoods. That's all I gotta say, and they can be the best. They can be your best damn friend, honestly. The alcoholic. Okay. Having a few hits, okay, doesn't automatically make you an alcoholic. But I would rather take a stoner over an alcoholic. Why? Because the alcoholic has a weird way of getting you into trouble. And that's where I'm nah, that's not cool. I have a friend, his name's K-Dog, okay? K-Dog will either do an edible or he'll do a few shots of Jack, okay? Every single time he takes a shot of Jack, the odds of him getting into a fight by the end of the night go up by 20%. By the time he's on man, Boeing's still trying to take me out. By the time he's on the fifth shot, it's not a matter of if he's going to fight somebody, it's a matter of who is he going to fight. And then from there, it's how big the person is going to be. And then I gotta go help out K-Dog. So it really just boils down to that. So I'm going to put the alcoholic in the top of leave me alone to we can be acquaintances. Nobody becomes friends with a drinker because they're a drinker and they have nothing else going on. Then you're a loser. You have to have other stuff that you have doing on. The ladies' man. Think Johnny Bravo. This guy will stab you in the back for the smallest smidgen of coochie and will talk to your girl if you bring her too close to this man. They disgust me. Okay? If your only metric of manhood is how much women you can get to acknowledge your existence, you are a people-pleasing scum. leave me alone, okay? Friendships, brotherhoods mean nothing to you. I don't even think, like, actually marriage means anything to you. You are a scummy human being, okay? If this is all your metric of success is, I pray that you don't have success. Or I pray that you do, only to fumble it and realize that your metric of a good person means nothing. Yeah, nah, I'm sorry, man. They're annoying people, dude. Leave me alone, dude. Now, this is where I will be mean. They are the worst. If you have a friend and their only thing is trying to get with like, let me just tell you something. I don't wish ill will on a lot of people. But when ill will happens to bad people, I am like, ha ha ha. Not really. I'll be like, I knew this dude. Okay, I'm gonna call him Eddie. Eddie was, I swear, trying to hook up with a new girl every other week, and Eddie annoyed the shit out of me. Okay, Eddie, I swear, would be the most chill dude you ever met one-on-one. But the moment a tiniest bit of an attractive woman walked around, he automatically became your biggest op. Like, no, dog, stop. It's weird, dude. I can't fucking trust you, because the moment we bring you around a woman, you turn on me like it's, well, I don't even know how to describe it. And then they have like this weird competition element for it. It's like, oh, who do you got? Oh, who do you got? And then it's like, brother, I don't care this much. What is this weird competition that you have with me? And then if you have anything that you beat him in, whether it's something as dumb as a fucking video game, he'll automatically like start like defaulting insults to, but got no bitches, but got no, like, it's one time it's, and, 3 times it's funny. On the 4th time it's like, is that it? Is that all you got? And what happened to Eddie? Oh, he got a chick pregnant in like high school, and then like, I don't know what. I don't know what happened to him. Yeah, he stopped talking. The moment he shackled up, never spoke again. I don't even think he's around. Like, it's such a weird situation. And here's the thing, bro. I hope it turns out the best for him. But at the same time, it turns into like, yeah, Dad. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's where it was going to get you eventually. So, yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Eddie. But damn, Eddie. Y'all, you were annoying as fuck in your youth, dude. Oh! The history, bro. My type of people. Let me just tell you something, the type of person I am, okay? If we're at any type of gathering or party, I'm not the one dancing. I'm over here trying to talk with the philosophers of today, and that is the drunk history, bro. Okay, that guy is going to hit you with some of the craziest shit that you'll ever hear. If you're ever curious what this dude sounds like, look up a segment of Shane Gillis. Shane Gillis is the greatest pop culture example of the funny history, bro. If we're just talking and you're over here like, yo, bro, you ever hear of the unkillable soldier? And then he starts telling you the craziest story you've ever heard, which, yes, eventually I will do a whole rant on the unkillable soldier from World War II. For anybody who doesn't know, there's a guy, okay, that was I don't know if he was an American or a UK POW. Got captured by the Japanese, got put on a death boat, and was basically microwaved alive. And then the Americans attacked the Japanese boat, and then he was able to crawl his way to mainland Japan, witnessed the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and survived. Craziest story I've ever heard. But yes, that's a full video that honestly I think does deserve its own dedicated rant. But I learned that from a history bro. Bros, dude. Bros. Yeah, love it. The crypto bro. Okay, I've let my opinion be known on crypto. I don't trust it. I don't trust anything. I don't trust any method of making money if I can't figure it out. I understand it's decentralized, but then it means that there's bad actors that could or may not be involved. If I see a meme token, I just don't get involved. Why? Because I believe it's a scam. It's that simple. I also believe any YouTuber content creator that uses their platform to sell a knowing scam token should be deplatformed immediately. Why? Because it's scamming. You're robbing your own fan base. I think it is morally reprehensible at every level. So honestly, yeah, if I can't be friends with a crypto bro, I just can't. I can't. Because he's always trying to get your money to put in the shit, and it annoys me. It just does. Like, dog, stop getting money involved in this. Like, we can just be friends. We don't have to be millionaires together. If I make millions, I'll help you out. We don't have to both be millionaires at the same time. And I'll be frank with you. How many times are you going to tell me a get-rich-quick scheme and then immediately we become more poor? That's how annoying it gets to me. Okay? And a lot of them turn out to be red pill bros, so it kind of goes hand in hand. It annoys me. Furries. Let me tell you something about furries, dude. Furries, you need one of them. You need one furry. You need one, okay? Like, if I had to make the Avengers group of friends, okay? Let me tell you. You need a gym bro. You need a country bro. You need a military bro. You need a history bro. A weirdly religious guy. If you want to, Oh, and this can be, like, the military guy and the history dude can be the same person, but they need to have some of these accolades. You need one edgy guy, okay? You pass on the Ritz dude. The conspiracy dude is the history dude because the history dude realizes that they do lie and he just is more real about it. So these are more often the same dude. You need one furry. Why? Because furries know how to operate a computer like there's no tomorrow. This motherfucker is the hacker in every single movie that you ever watched as a kid. This motherfucker could break into the CIA website and give you proof of aliens within 15 minutes. Okay? You need one of them. You need one of them. Okay, that's all I gotta say. There's a lot worse things that you could be into than wearing a fucking furry costume. I'll be real with you. Is it my thing? Absolutely not. I already told you about one of my friends from high school that turned out to be a furry called Dos Nombres. And that motherfucker had the cardio of David Goggins because you want to know why? Because the best thing that Dos Nombres could achieve in life is to get his jiggy on in a furry suit. Imagine that cardiovascular exercise being the greatest thing that could occur in your lifetime. That's like me being like, oh, please, let me do a triathlon. Like, yeah, no, my cardio would be God tier. So, yeah, you need one furry, dog. And name his ass Bolt or... Yeah, you need one furry. You need one furry on your team. One, that's it. Not multiple. One. That's your in. He's good coding, and he's really good at helping you with a computer. You need one. One of them. But keep the oddly religious dude away from him. Because these guys fight all the fucking time. Oh, and the conspiracy guys always fight with the furries. They never get along. Some of these guys don't mix. Most of these guys don't mix. But you need one furry. One. The gamer. I know this is a kind of a lame one to end on, but here's the thing. If this is the only thing that you do and you're not a god tier at it, then it's bummy behavior. If you're legitimately great at video games and you're actually like, okay, I think video games is one of the weirdest paradoxes in modern culture. You want to know why? Because we grew up thinking that if you played video games, you're a loser. But if you get so good at a video game that you make money doing it, you're instantly a Chad. What I mean by a Chad is it is seen as the job of you do what you want to do and you make money doing it. To me, that is the ultimate dream job. The dream job isn't becoming a doctor, a lawyer. It is doing what you want to do, and you make money doing it. You're happy to do what you do, okay? That is, in my mind, the objective dream job. I don't give a shit if you're a lawyer, if you are unhappy with what you do. If you can't sleep at night because of what you did, then it's not the dream job. You did it for status and money, and I understand that, like, I understand why, but I would rather be the professional video game player that's happy than the defendant that let an actual murderer go free. That's all I gotta say. The video gamer, I'll put him in the bottom of friends group. The problem is it's one of the most basic on here, but it's good when it go. If you have one dude who's amazing at games and you can klutz up with him at any time, then you need that guy. I will say that he's good for game nights. And there you go. That is the friend type tier list. If you have a friend type that you think didn't make this one, which I put a lot on here, more than I thought I would, then let me know in the comment section down below. I don't know if I will do a part 2, but if I do a part 2, I'll be using the comment section to do that. Well, I already have the rest of the videos for the week planned. We're working on next week to get videos out. 3 videos a week. I'm working that up to 4, okay? The only thing that I wouldn't say this is an announcement, but moving forward, I'm not going to start doing it this year. We're going to keep the 3 videos a week for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But Saturday or Sunday is going to be one gaming video a week, just so you guys have something to work on. That could be everything from like a challenge run of Elden Ring to I'm actually kind of excited to do like indie horror games. I think indie horror games are probably the newest up-and-comer in like the video game market. I think stuff like Mouthwashing, I think stuff like The Classrooms, I think stuff like that is going to be a good thing to, make videos on. I'm open to suggestions on there that more news is coming out, more like channel's going to be changing a little bit, but in a good way. We're expanding, not changing. That's the best way I can describe it. This is your channel. I'm just the host of it. If you want to support it even more, please consider like, comment, and subscribe. 100,000 subscribers before I turn 23 at the tail end of July or the release of GTA 6. I can take it or leave it. My goal for next year is to get 100,000 subscribers. That's all I got to say. And I think we're going to be able to do it because of you guys. And with all that out of the way, I hope you have an amazing day. And I will see you all in the next video. Adios, guys.